The mayor, the governor, anybody that's looking in on this needs to see that this is not a protest. And this neighborhood, we need your help. We need all the help we can get.
People don't call 911 for entertainment. It's because they've got an emergency and they need help and they need it now. So very frustrated that the city has put us in this position.
Time for Night Court. We pass no judgment on these stories, but present them to you, the jury, for consideration. You just heard from a resident and business owner from Capitol Hill in Seattle. They're part of a group that has filed a class action lawsuit against the city, alleging officials were complicit in allowing an occupied protest that has made them feel unsafe in their neighborhood. It's debate time with tonight's Legal Eagles criminal defense attorneys David Bruno and Brian Claypool. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good evening.
Exhibit A.
Hey, Mike, thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Take a listen to the mayor's chief of staff.
As the mayor said, we really do want to allow people to peacefully demonstrate, but at the same time open up this area to small businesses and keep the park clean and accessible to everyone.
David, is that happening?
Yeah, listen, the city has no liability in this whatsoever, and it's really based on United States Supreme Court precedent, Town of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. And the finding is that, believe it or not, police have no duty to protect the citizens, not unless somebody is actually in custody. We recently saw this decision also in the Parkland shooting case, where the deputies were criticized for not doing enough. And the federal district court in that case also found that the city had no responsibility to protect anybody.
Brian,
So that's the legal standing and that's the legal precedent.
Brian, your thoughts?
Yeah, Mike, David's a great lawyer, but unfortunately there are two constitutional provisions that protect these business owners, and this case has merit. The first one is the Equal Protection Clause under the 14th Amendment. That says that the government has to govern impartially. Well, this is an unlawful assembly because it's imperiled the peace, tranquility, and safety in that neighborhood. Therefore, the government has to come in, declare it an unlawful assembly, and ask the people that are protesting to leave. Secondly, real quick, this is a violation of the Fifth Amendment by depriving life and liberty to these business owners. What does that mean? Well, they're entitled to due process of law before they lose their business. And here, essentially, these business owners have lost the ability to run a business for over 2 weeks.
All right, Exhibit B. Here is the small business perspective.
As far as the city reaching out to small businesses like ourselves or any business, there's been zero. In fact, most of the attention has been focused on CHOP, on making sure that people at CHOP are well taken care of. But there's been absolutely no support or no encouragement for us to reopen our stores.
David, what's your take?
Yeah, sure. I could understand the complaint. I mean, I'm a business owner myself, and I could understand that decisions that the city makes has ramifications for the economy and the business owners. However, like I said before, this is not a violation of the law. This is a political issue. And this mayor was elected in 2017, a former United States attorney appointed by Barack Obama. And this is a political issue. Those business owners and citizens, if they feel aggrieved and they can't do it in the court of law, they need to go do it at the ballot box.
Brian, your view?
Mike, the city of Seattle and the mayor has actually enabled the behavior. This is not peaceful protest. This is organized chaos. And when you set up barriers to allow them to continue, when you set up porta potties to allow them to continue, that's almost like taking an alcoholic to a bar. It enables the behavior. It needs to end because a young man also died there, Mike. So this needs to be disassembled. Let these business owners get back to business.
Exhibit C, from the lawsuit, the city has acknowledged the serious safety issues it has created, in particular noting that there are dangerous conditions at night, but the city has nonetheless chosen to maintain its policy of providing resources and support to the CHOP occupiers. David, does that argument work?
It's the best argument they have, because while the police have no duty to protect, if they have enabled it, then potentially I could see the argument there. But also, Brian, I would point out that the plaintiffs in this case, in the first line of the complaint, say that this is peaceful and that it's lawful, First Amendment. So it's not going to be found to be an unlawful protest.
Brian, final thoughts from you?
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, David, also in that complaint, it states that one apartment owner had some of these protesters breaking in and defecating inside the apartment building. So clearly there is a duty for the city to intervene and allow these business owners to operate.
Brian, David, thanks so much.
Thanks for having us.
You bet. Thank you.